everyone, thanks very much for coming back and joining me. Now tonight what I'm going to be doing is my movie review for the movie Aladdin. And oh my Disney, oh my, what on earth did I watch yesterday? Guys, let's just go ahead and get this video started. Straight off the bat, I hated this movie with a passion, did not like it. I was bored to tears from I went in until I came out, and I could not wait to get out of the cinema. It was that bad. Now this movie was directed by Guy Ritchie, who, you know, I wasn't going to knock because he has actually did some good movies, and he did a movie called A Man from U.N.C.L.E. which starred as the lead role Henry Cavill, who of course we know as Superman. I've seen it in the cinema and I absolutely loved it. So, you know, I thought, well, okay, Guy Ritchie, okay. I'm actually going to be reading off my notes. I've got pages of notes here, guys. If I came on and said I liked the movie, I would only be telling you lies. And the whole thing about my channel is I want to be 100% me. And people have already said that that has already came across. And I want to be 100% honest. So this is my blunt, honest review. I will first of all be positive and say there was about 5 things that I liked. So I'm going to go over those 5 things, which I did actually have to think of some of them. So 2 of which are CGI, which was Abu and Raja, which of course is Aladdin's monkey and Jasmine's tiger. Whoever designed the costumes, you know, costume design wise, absolutely stunning, especially Jasmine. Her clothes were sensational. All the clothes were fantastic. Nothing actually entertained me visual wise aside from the scene that was actually in the trailer, so you know you're very strategically smart there, Disney, which was when Jasmine was walking slowly in slow motion down steps with Raja coming behind her. The other 2 things that I liked, because I had to think of a couple of other things, was just 2 jokes that were in the movie. I didn't find this movie funny at all. There was only 2 times that I laughed. One of which was when Will Smith was in his, what, you know, was just like a human form of himself, along with Aladdin. And Aladdin was, you know, trying to talk up, you know, flirt with Jasmine. And he was sort of trying to help him, but Aladdin was just totally messing it up. And I thought that was when Will Smith was just really being Will Smith, who I absolutely love. And I find that part very funny. The only other part that I found funny was because I am a massive fan of the TV show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I have every single season. I could literally go along with the words. I've seen it that many times. I have a ton of Will Smith movies. He's one of my favourite actors. I love Will Smith. And it was a scene where in The Fresh Prince he says to a girl, I noticed you noticing me and I just wanted to come over here and put you on notice that I noticed you too, or something like that, right? And he kind of did that with Jasmine's handmaiden in the... And no one else really laughed in the cinema that I was in. I think maybe a couple of times when the Genie was on. And let's just be honest here, guys, kids wise, I don't know about anybody else's cinema screen, but a lot of the kids were on their phones playing games, and they were asking their mum like, when's this over and things like that. Like, I'm actually being serious. And a lot of the kids were like running up and down the cinema the whole time. They were running in and out past my seat. They were, you know, playing and things like that. The movie for me did not pick up until about halfway through, because I was kind of thinking like the first 20 minutes, like I would rather just walk out. It's just not good. But it did pick up about halfway through and it got a bit better. But to be honest, I thought the end, the whole end part was just so bad. And it opened up way too rushed. I mean, we all know the story of Aladdin, so you know, we all know how they met and everything, but it started where she had already escaped the palace and, you know, he met her as the princess, and it kind of just went from there. Which it opened up with the song Arabian Nights, which was just cringeworthy, like beyond belief, because it was sang by Will Smith. Now I love you, Will, I do, and you know, you're great at rapping and all that there, and you're a brilliant actor, I love you, but you just shouldn't sing. And even with the massive amount of auto-tune that was on this song Arabian Nights, it was still terrible. It was that bad that I'm thinking, oh my gosh, already this isn't a good start, terrible idea. And none of the songs in the movie sounded good, not even A Whole New World. I'm sorry, none of the songs did anything for me. When you go into a recording studio and you record the singer, even Naomi Scott, who played Jasmine, I am sorry, auto-tune, right? And done to the point where it just sounded too manufactured. It sounded massively manufactured. And I am a singer, I've been in recording studios, so, you know, I can say that. And I just find her voice, I find everybody's voice just so badly manufactured, to the point, highly manufactured, sorry, to the point where it just sounded way too much. None of the songs done anything for me, quite like the entire cast. They did nothing for me, apart from two people, which was actually Jasmine's handmaiden and Aladdin. Aladdin was the best thing from the whole entire movie, without a shadow of a doubt, and that dude was the only reason why my bum sat on that seat. He was charismatic, he was cocky, he had his character down to a fine art, he was charming, and he was the only person that I thought acted in the movie like the character that they were playing, and was very like the character that they were playing. And if everybody else was as good as he was at his character, then we would have had a better movie. The best way for me to describe this movie, guys, would be tacky, visually cheap, relied massively on visuals. I was just sick of constantly having, you know, what they thought was magical looking effects, you know, 24/7 being thrown at my face, and sorry, it didn't look good. That's okay if it visually looks good and you've went out of the way, you know, to make it look good. The whole movie seemed like the actors were acting at me, right? But on a stage, it was just way over the top. Actor wise, I only liked Aladdin, as I say, that guy. Well done, you know what I mean, like, because for what you were given, like, you were given a terrible movie. You know, Jafar, let's talk about him. The least convincing villain ever. When I was a kid, guys, growing up, I was scared to death of Jafar. I remember I loved the movie, I loved Princess Jasmine. She's my favourite princess, and I said to my mum, like, Mummy, I can't watch them parts, tell me when Jafar's gone. My gosh, from the trailers I could already tell. I was like, if you watch my trailers, I was like, he looks like a model or something. The Cave of Wonders, you know, a villain needs to be convincing, do you know what I mean? And at one point, him and Aladdin were sitting on the sand, and they were kind of talking as though, like, you know, like two mates would talk to each other. No, you are too friendly, you are too lovely, like, you know, maybe another role, like playing a nice guy, but you do not sit it. And when he was trying to be like really evil, like towards the end, no mate, you're just talking to him, like, you know, you want to have a conversation with him, you are being the villain here, you know what I mean? Make it a bit more scarier. One of the kids, sort of further on down the road that I was sitting in, Jafar was on screen for around, it was when he just came on screen, and he was on it for like a minute or two, right? And the kid went, Mummy, who's that? Who's he? And she said, that's Jafar. You know Jafar? Because obviously the mum was meaning that they'd already seen the original movie, I'm guessing. And they went, where? Where, Mummy? Yeah, Disney. Where was your villain in this movie? But he was just so annoying, guys. And Jasmine's father, he was really bad as well. The Sultan, he was boring, unforgettable. I mean, let's put it this way. In the original, right, he's like a really petite, like wee tiny man, and he's, you know, fat, he's chubby, he's bubbly, he's charismatic. He has that bubbly personality, you know, on the movie, on the original movie, on the original Aladdin. But the character in this, it just didn't seem like it was Jasmine's father, if do you know what I mean. The character in the movie really to me was very unforgettable. I've forgot them already, aside from Aladdin and the handmaiden. They really stood out, honestly, and the two, you know, CGI, Abu and Raja. The worst thing about the movie is visuals, guys. The Genie was the worst part of the entire movie, because the visuals of him were beyond unbearable to watch. It was cringeworthy. It was visually disturbing looking. They didn't even fix it from the trailers, so the one you see in the trailers, that's him, guys. And see when he's like moving his body about, and it just looks like it's like weird jiggly nonsense going on. It just was so bad. Like, did no one in the editing room say, look, come on, this is awful looking, you know, fix the Genie? He wasn't even funny, guys. I didn't laugh at all when he was in the Genie form, but when he was actually acting like, you know, Will Smith, and he wasn't in the Genie form, he was watchable. But to me, as much as I love Will Smith, he didn't do a good job in this movie. I knew he was going to do some sort of, you know, rapping or something, and he did. Not long after he came out of the freaking well Genie lamp, I predicted it well. I predicted it as soon as the trailers came out. I said he's going to do something cringeworthy like that, and it's not needed, it's not going to fit the movie. And he was like, and then he started doing like a little rap. Jasmine for me, I'm sorry guys, she was just okay. She didn't make me feel like she was the best Jasmine that we could have got. I thought they could have got a better actress. I know people are saying her singing was amazing, but I'm sorry, it was too manufactured for me. It was too massively auto-tuned. Yes, she did look great as you know, looking wise, you know, she looks good, you know, she looked brilliant in the costumes, but just because she looked amazing in the costumes and it looked magical and she looked good, that doesn't mean to say that she was good as the portrayal of Jasmine. I just think she was so blasé. It just didn't really seem like she was that into what she was doing. She was okay to watch. I liked her okay. But would I have preferred a different Jasmine? 100%. You didn't do anything for me. I didn't feel a connection to you. I felt a connection to Aladdin. I thought Aladdin was brilliant. And you know what, guys? I actually thought that Will Smith and Naomi Scott as if being the two things that I would have loved about this movie. And going into this movie, I actually thought I might actually like it okay, or I might actually really, really like it. But I didn't think it would come out going, I didn't really like that, or it was bad, or I really hated it. But I came out going, oh my gosh, I really hated it. By far one of the worst movies that I have watched this year, along with Hellboy. Some of the kids did laugh a couple of times when, you know, Genie came out of the lamp and everything like that. But I'll be honest, even the adults, there was a guy sitting beside me, I think he was about like 17 or something like that, and he was there with his mum. And they were actually laughing at moments where I must have face palmed about 10 times and going like this. Like that. And I try not to sigh when I'm in a film because it's disrespectful, but I didn't really care in the end because the people beside me with his mum, she was even laughing and sighing as well, but laughing as in like, oh my gosh. And she kept on saying to her son, what time is it? From about half an hour before the movie ended, every like 10 minutes she was saying like, what time is it? Check your phone, what time is it? And I could actually see adults sitting on their phone on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. There was kids on playing games on their phone. Even when I came out, I could hear people going between adults and kids and teenagers, Mummy, I didn't really like that. Daddy, did you like that? Oh, it was okay, not really, love. And like, yeah, I was bored. Hellboy was really bad, and I went really harsh on Hellboy, but you know what? This was really bad as well. Oh my gosh, the CGI was horrendous. The songs were all terrible. It just... why couldn't they make it sound more natural? And like, if Naomi Scott can actually sing, right? If she is actually a good vocalist, why didn't they let that show in the movie? Because all I heard was way too high, manufactured auto-tune. Which then, oh, they did good homage to, you know, the original, you know, they stayed true to the original movie. Yeah, okay, in the sense of the story. Yeah. In the sense of the characters, oh heck did they freaking well no, they did not. I am sorry. Everybody has the right to disagree. None of the characters were like the characters I know from Aladdin. Aladdin did a brilliant job. To me, I believed he was Aladdin, right? The fact that I liked the handmaiden more than Jasmine is weird because, I mean, like, look guys, I love Jasmine. I actually love Jasmine. She's my favourite Disney princess. So, you know, yeah, it was disappointing. I kind of knew from the trailers that I didn't really think it might be something I would overly enjoy, but I wanted to give it a go, but I was also kind of scared to go and see it too. But I went into the movie, honestly, thinking, just pretend that the original one doesn't exist and just watch it and try and try. And even when I was watching Will Smith and I was just really getting annoyed by him, and just Jafar really annoying me as well, I was saying to myself, Julie, just try to enjoy it. Try your best to enjoy it, even if it's awful. And I really did give the movie a 100% chance. I really, really did, guys. Honestly, I really, really wanted to like this. Because I thought, wouldn't it be cool to have, you know, the original on DVD and this on DVD? To me, Robin Williams was one of the best things about Aladdin, right? Yes, you can't fill his shoes. But I thought to myself, I'll give Will Smith a chance. And this is coming from a massive Will Smith fan. I even got a photo taken with him at the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum when I was in Berlin about 2 or 3 years ago. And as soon as I seen him, I ran over, I was like, Will Smith, quickly get my phone out, take, you know, freaking well photo. He's one of those people that I would actually love to meet. I would actually love to meet Will Smith. But if I met him, I would literally say to him, dude, I love you. What the frig were you thinking? Like, seriously. And yeah, I mean, it looked great. The original movie looked great. And all the characters had so much charisma. And it was such a brilliant movie. And visually it was stunning. The songs were stunning. I mean, the songs are still classic songs to this day. So to take them and to manufacture them like that, I don't think that's paying true homage, to the original. I think that was actually quite stupid and disrespectful, but that's just my opinion. I would probably give it a 2 or a 3 out of 10, guys. And the reason being, the only reason that would be for, is I like the Fresh Prince, sort of like referencey joke or whatever. I like that funny moment with Aladdin and Will Smith. I loved Aladdin. Every time Aladdin was on screen, that was when I was loving the movie. I'm sorry. So, Maina Masood, I freaking love you, seriously. And yeah, the scene with Jasmine walking down the stairs. But yes, apart from that, guys, I was just disgusted that I wasted it was actually a sunny day in Ireland yesterday for a change, right? It was a sunny day. I could have been out in the garden, you know, with my dog or whatever, or just doing something more entertaining. I'm sorry. This movie and Hellboy I'm putting on my list of the 2 worst awful movies that I have witnessed this year and wasted my money to go and see. I didn't need to go and see Hellboy. I didn't need to go and see this. And let me just say, Disney, you did not need to bring this movie out. I even said that, I think, in one of my trailers. You do not need to do this. Don't do this. Fix the freaking Genie as well while you're at it. Kids don't really want to see actors in movies. They want to see cartoons. Here's my advice, Disney, and please listen. I know you're not going to listen, but please listen. Just do something new, animation wise, like a cartoon. Do something new. Like you see the movie The Princess and the Frog, Tangled. Create stuff like that because they're fantastic. Kids would rather go and see something like that. Or am I wrong, guys? Has your kids seen Aladdin? What did you think? I will pretend this movie didn't happen. If anybody says to me, "Oh, what do you think of Aladdin?" I go, the movie or the cartoon, amazing. Literally my favourite Disney movie of all time. Now, if someone said to me, "Oh, but no, I mean the movie, you know, the live action," I'd say, "What movie? What are you talking about? That didn't happen. It didn't happen. I'm deleting it right now. Magic from history. It didn't freaking well happen." I hope you enjoyed this review of a movie that never happened, guys, and I'll tell my freaking well new video that comes out. May the force be with you always. Oh my good goodness, Disney.